January 24th, 2006. Orlando, Florida. Jennifer Kesse, 24 steps out of her upscale condo, ready to conquer another day. She's got everything: beauty brains, a killer job, a life full of promise. But in a heartbeat, she's gone. No scream, no trace, just a black Chevy Malibu dumped a mile away and a grainy CCTV clip of a faceless figure who might as well be a ghost. For nearly 2 decades, this case has haunted Florida, a maddening puzzle with no answers. Who took Jennifer, and why in 2025 are we finally closing in on the truth? This is one of the most chilling mysteries you'll ever hear, and trust me, it's gonna grip you hard. Let's dive into the day. Jennifer Kesse vanished. Jennifer was living her dream. At 24, she was a finance manager at a timeshare company in Ocoee, climbing the corporate ladder with 2 promotions in her first year. Blonde hair, green eyes that sometimes looked blue, a little cleft in her chin, she turned heads wherever she went. Her parents, Drew and Joyce, called her their love child, raised in Tampa with her brother Logan, her best friend. She was cautious, smart, always aware of her surroundings. But something bugged her about her new condo at Mosaic at Millenia, near Orlando's glitzy mall at Millenia. It was under construction with workers everywhere, and she'd told friends some of them made her uneasy, staring too long, lingering too close. That weekend, January 22nd, 2006, she'd been in St. Croix with her boyfriend, Rob Allen. They'd been dating a year, navigating the 3-hour distance between Orlando and Fort Lauderdale. On January 23rd, she drove straight from Rob's place to work, wrapping up around 6 p.m. She called her parents while driving home, chatting about her trip, her voice bright. At 10 p.m., she called Rob from her condo, talking about their future, saying goodnight. It was the last time anyone heard from her. Her phone, purse, keys, iPod, and briefcase gone with her. Tuesday morning, January 24th, 2006. Jennifer didn't show up at work. This wasn't like her. She was the type to call if she'd be 5 minutes late. Her boss, worried, rang her parents. Rob hadn't gotten his usual morning text either. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Drew and Joyce raced 2 hours from Tampa to her condo. What they found was eerie. Her suitcase from St. Croix sat unpacked in the living room. A damp towel hung in the bathroom, pajamas tossed on the floor, makeup and hair tools scattered on the counter. It looked like Jennifer had showered, dressed for work, and walked out the door. But her car was missing from the parking lot. The Orlando Police Department was called, but the first officer's response was infuriating. Oh, she probably had a fight with her boyfriend. "She'll be back," he said, and left. Drew and Joyce knew better. Jennifer wasn't the type to run off. Friends and family hit the streets that night, plastering Orlando with flyers. Search parties scoured the area on foot, horseback, even by helicopter. Tracker dogs picked up Jennifer's scent from her parking spot, leading back to her condo, then nothing. 2 days later, January 26, a neighbor at Huntington on the Green, a complex 1.2 miles away, spotted Jennifer's black Chevy Malibu in their lot. It was parked sloppily, like someone was in a rush. Inside, her valuables, tape deck, spare change were untouched, ruling out robbery. But the real bombshell came from the complex's CCTV. At noon on January 24th, just hours after Jennifer vanished, a figure parked her car, sat for 30 seconds, then walked away. The footage was grainy, and in a cruel twist, a fence post perfectly blocked their face in every frame. The FBI and even NASA tried enhancing the video, but all they could say was the person was 5'3" to 5'5", possibly male, wearing workman's clothes. The press called them the luckiest person of interest ever. That faceless figure is the closest thing to a suspect, and it's chilling to think they're still out there. The Orlando Police Department's early handling was a disaster. They didn't treat Jennifer's condo as a crime scene, potentially losing evidence. A set of master keys to the complex had been stolen a month earlier, but no one followed up. Photos of her car showed smudges and dents on the hood, hinting at a struggle, but OPD didn't test them for DNA. Incomplete security logs from Mosaic didn't help. Cameras weren't even installed yet. The Kesses were furious, and for good reason. Florida law at the time didn't require immediate searches for missing adults, delaying critical action. One lead stood out early. Jennifer had mentioned feeling uneasy about construction workers at Mosaic. Up to 10 workers were living in empty condos across from hers, some undocumented, paid in cash, no paper trail. A former housekeeper later told detectives the CCTV figure resembled a worker named Chino, a former maintenance guy at the complex. Chino had worked in Jennifer's condo the week before she vanished. When tracked down in prison on an unrelated charge, he denied everything and passed a polygraph. But many workers had scattered after her disappearance, some possibly leaving the country. The language barrier and lack of records made questioning them nearly impossible. Theories started swirling. Was it a random abduction? Unlikely. Jennifer was cautious, and the timing mourning in a gated community was bold. A co-worker. Her colleagues adored her. No red flags there. Her boyfriend, Rob. He was 3 hours away with a solid alibi. The construction workers remained the strongest lead. Jennifer's discomfort with them, the stolen keys, and Chino's resemblance to the CCTV figure kept suspicions alive. Then there's the chilling theory that emerged later: human trafficking. Drew Kesse believes Jennifer may have been targeted, snatched, and taken out of the country. More than one person knows what happened, he said, pleading for someone to come forward. In 2019, a private investigator hired by the Kesses uncovered a tip a witness saw someone dump a rolled-up carpet into Lake Fisher near Jennifer's condo the day she vanished. Cadaver dogs hit on the lake, but a dive team found nothing. The carpet, the smudges on the car, the missing keys, it all paints a picture of a planned, brutal act. By 2016, Florida declared Jennifer legally dead, but her family never gave up. In 2018, fed up with OPD's mishandling, they sued for the case files. They won, getting 16,000 pages and 67 hours of video and audio. The files revealed overlooked evidence, like the car's smudges and the carpet tip. The Kesses took over the investigation, hiring private investigators and spending over $700,000 of their own money. Their GoFundMe keeps the search alive, offering $10,000 for solid tips. In November 2022, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement took over, and by 2025, things shifted. On Jennifer's 44th birthday, May 20th, 2025, FDLE announced the case was no longer cold. They'd interviewed over 60 people, reviewed thousands of documents, and found untested evidence, possibly DNA from the car. Drew Kesse told reporters, "They're on a trail. I heard it in their voice, they're excited." The suspect list is now very short, and AI is being used to enhance the CCTV footage. Posts on X are buzzing with hope, with now Jennifer Kesse trending as fans speculate a breakthrough is near. 19 years later, the Kesses live with a gaping wound. Time doesn't heal, Drew says. We just want Jennifer dead or alive. They celebrate her birthday each year, raising a glass, refusing to let her fade. The FDLE's new tip line and 14,000 tips over the years keep the case alive. A bizarre 2024 incident, a woman claiming to know the CCTV figure's identity but threatening to bomb FDLE, proved a dead end. But it shows how Jennifer's story still grips people. What happened to her? Was it a worker who knew her routine? A trafficking ring? Someone in plain sight? That faceless figure on the grainy footage holds the key? And in 2025, with FDLE's new evidence and AI, we might finally see their face. Until then, Jennifer's smile haunts Orlando, a reminder of a life cut short and a family that won't quit. If you know anything, hit up the Kesse family tip line at 941-201-4009 or email fdlecoldcasetips@ifdl.state.fl.us. Check out jenniferkesse.com for updates. We're a small channel chasing 1,000 subs. Hit that subscribe button. Drop your theories in the comments, who's the phantom figure, and share to keep Jennifer's story alive. Let's bring her home.